I've been developing my confidence for the last 4 years. I'm going to be giving you all the most valuable steps that took me from a shy, introverted kid who was scared to interact with the world, talk to girls, even talk to guys was scary, to being a confident, extroverted man who can solo travel the world, talk to absolutely anybody, anywhere, at any time. So it's going to be my most valuable advice broken down in this video. Okay, so let's dive into the most important thing that you need to develop if you want to be the most confident version of yourself. This is something that I stumbled across at 19 years old, half on accident, half while looking to develop confidence, and it is the thing that I am most grateful for in this life. And this is developing true internal confidence. See, there is nothing in the external world that will ever give you the fullest confidence that you need to be the best version of yourself if you lack internal confidence. You can have a Bugatti, you can have a mansion, you can have every watch in the world, but if you have not developed true internal confidence first, you will still feel like a shell of a man. You won't feel fulfilled, you will not feel good about yourself, and as a result, you won't be the most confident version that you could possibly be. So that is the most important thing, is you first start with internal confidence. You need to be internally validated. There is no substitute for this. So this is what I did at 19 that set me up for so much success. So on that note, internal confidence is the most important thing, and I made a confidence transformation guide breaking down every single step that I took at 19 that's going to allow you to transform your internal confidence, and that is completely for free. It's the first link in the description below. So now let's go into how do you actually develop internal confidence, because that would have been my next question after hearing what I just said. So you got to understand that discipline will be the primary driving source of your internal confidence. Your level of discipline equals your level of self-belief, and it needs to start with small things, and it will translate into bigger things. I'm going to dive into this right now. So when I was 19, it started with very small things. I created a morning routine of meditation, reading, and gratitude journaling. It was that simple. That allowed me to stack some wins first thing in the morning. I was already going to the gym, so I just maintained doing that. And I also cut out all instant gratification activities and incorporated those delayed gratification ones. And that was my first stab at developing confidence. And what this did for me blew my mind. Within just a few weeks, I was a completely changed person. Within a few months, my identity had shifted and I became this person that I am now. That is where it all came from, was doing disciplined acts and building internal confidence. And let me kind of tie in how this will evolve over time, because you do need to kind of do things in this life to continue developing your confidence that will give you a great baseline. But now it's things like learning sales. See, when I turned 20 after that, and I decided to take on a sales job, and I was shit at the start. My first job, I failed miserably. My second job, I broke even because I had to pay for the leads. And then my third job, I had success and made like $1,000 a week. And that was a big win for me. And I've translated that sales success into many different things. I was able to start my own business, start this personal brand. And how does discipline tie into this, right? Well, discipline is absolutely necessary because I post every single day. There's very few people who can post every single day without fail on YouTube and show up every single day. And I do that. And it's because of all these things that I've done when I was younger that has accumulated and built that internal discipline. So when I said in my mind about a year and 3 months ago, I'm going to post every single day on YouTube and I'm going to build a personal brand, I fucking did that shit. And now it drives so much more confidence. So it starts with the small things, but it carries over to everything else. And when you have high levels of discipline and you're able to create the reality that you desire, it drives even more confidence. So every single time you say you're going to do something, you stick to your word and you accomplish that thing, whether it's something small like starting out with a morning routine and sticking to that without fail, or doing something bigger like building a business, a personal brand, and succeeding in this life. Every single one of these things requires discipline, and every time you accomplish one of these goals, it furthers and further drives up your confidence. So that is really where internal confidence comes from. It all stems from discipline. So now here's the second part to internal confidence, which is absolutely essential, which is you need to conquer every one of your fears. Your mind is going to be your battleground that you need to win. You need to win this battle in your mind. If you consistently let your negative thoughts, your limiting beliefs take over, you're never going to be able to go on to bigger and bigger challenges, and you're always going to get negative thoughts, doubts, and limiting beliefs. I still get them to this day, but I have systems and things that I've done in the past that show me that I can overcome them, as I've done with many things. So let me take you back to when I was 19. I got into a relationship mostly by luck, got broken up with, heartbroken, and I realized I didn't know shit about dating. I was still scared to go out and talk to girls. So I was building my internal confidence, and during this time I was talking to all the attractive girls that I saw. And let's fast forward to about 5 months after I had built that internal confidence and made this transformation. I was at the beach in Florida, and this was the scariest spot for me to talk to girls. I'd had some success in nightlife at this point, but the beach was scary for me. I remember every single time I would get nervous. I would get negative thoughts. I'd be like, man, they're lying down. It's going to be awkward. I'd have so many things going on in my head. But since I built that trust in my word and I just made this statement, I was like, I'm going to talk to every attractive girl I see at the beach every time I go. I ended up doing that shit, and it bred so much confidence. It overcame so many of my fears. And really, this is all tying into the main point of you need to overcome your fears through action. And you need to start taking on bigger things. So after doing that and learning that I was actually decent at social skills after reading a bunch of different books, putting myself out there, talking to girls, making friends with guys, I was like, well, I didn't really know what career path I was going down. My money was dwindling. So I was like, let me take on a sales job. The first sales job I took on, I failed. The second one, I broke even because you had to pay for your leads at that one. And then at the third one, I succeeded and made $1,000. But it was through that discipline, like we mentioned earlier, to see things through, to say, I'm going to accomplish this goal and accomplish it. To just be like, I'm going to show up every single day and get better and better. And I actually, at my first job was pretty scared. This is, I was still struggling. I remember one time panicking on the phone because someone gave me an objection. I was still nervous to do these sorts of things. So then I really knew I had to overcome that fear and succeed with it. And that's translated into everything you see now. I had a prior sales academy business that was making me a bunch of money. I started this personal brand, which is all sales and marketing. Personal branding is the ultimate sale. So there's so many things that this has done for me. So it's this continual journey of conquering your fears. Let me give you one more. So for me, solo travel has been a great thing that I'm able to do to push my comfort zone, because when you show up in a new city, you might be confident when you first are thinking about it and you're like, oh yeah, this seems so fun. But when you show up there by yourself and you know absolutely no one, there's kind of like an oh fuck moment. Trust me, I've done this many of times. So about 5 months ago, this is being a confident guy, I went to Norway for a month by myself. And I was real confident, and then once I got there, that oh fuck moment hit me, and I ended up getting a little bit of anxiety. Nothing compared to like what I had when I was younger, but I definitely had that anxiety, and I was like, holy shit, man, this is fucking, I really did this shit. I'm here now. So I ended up just going out, even though I was nervous. I started talking to some guys, we talked to some girls, had a great first night, great second night, and then but after that second night of going out, I was back into my normal self, comfortable, had so much fun there, no more anxiety, nothing to worry about. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. And it created one of these peak experiences that I knew I overcame a big, not a big fear, but it was a fear of mine. When I showed up, I was like, holy shit, I'm nervous, I'm scared, and I overcame it. And let's fast forward to just last week. I moved to a new city in Sweden, knowing absolutely no one here. And coming here this time, I had no anxiety. So the first night I went out with just pure confidence. And it was a great feeling to know that I've constantly pushed myself and overcome any of the fears that I've had, whether they were internal, external, whatever it is, you need to work on overcoming your fears. So these are the two things that you need to do to develop internal confidence. These are the two things that absolutely revolutionized my life. And these are all broken down for you in that confidence transformation guide, so you can grab that if you haven't already. Now let's dive into part 2, which is the external results, the things that you accomplish in the real world that will breed further and further confidence. So it is absolutely great to have internal confidence, but the thing is, if you want to continually level up, you need to keep pushing yourself and doing new things that back up who you are as an individual. So let me kind of take you down some of the things that I did, right? I already mentioned I was scared to talk to girls, so I started to get results with girls in real life and be good socially. So now I'm the guy who can say that I can roll up to a new city by myself be in a friend group before I even walk into the club. Like literally on Saturday, I'm walking to the club, see 4 guys walking in the same direction to that club, introduce myself to them, they like me, I get into the club for free, they get me into VIP for free. Like that is the level of social success that I have, and I just know it in my heart. And then when I'm there in VIP, I'm chatting to every single girl, I'm having such a good time. It's like I started out with nothing. I'm walking to the club by myself, and before you know it, I'm in a friend group, get into VIP, and I'm hanging around these girls. Like, do you know how much confidence that breeds? And you do this time and time again, and you're like, okay, I'm great socially. But it took reading the different books, putting myself out there, practicing to get to that point. So that's something small that, it's not even financial success. Now let's take on something like financial success. So the sales career you heard about, I started my Sales Academy business. That was a huge confidence boost for me to really see that I could succeed online as a business owner. And then I translated that into a personal brand. So I learned how to sell high ticket, and I was like, okay, let's do this with a personal brand. I don't know exactly how it's all going to work out, but let's just start with posting every single day on YouTube. And I did that. Do you know how hard it is to post every day on YouTube? Most people fail so quickly. I've been doing this every day for a year and 3 months, posting every single day without fail. And now I'm succeeding because of it. And I'm building a business, and I'm learning everything that I need to learn. And everything is evolving because I have that high level of self-belief. It all goes back to the internal confidence, where it's like I've cultivated that high level of self-belief. So when I say I'm going to do something, I do it, whether it was something small, like I mentioned earlier, talking to the girls at the beach when it scared me, or doing something bigger, like creating a new business, like a personal brand. And this is how it translates. You need to do things in the real world that will allow you to level up and get success, because at a certain point, your internal confidence, being a social, charismatic guy, will get you results. But there's a point when, you're only going to hit a ceiling, right? You got to start to really level up in life if you want to be the most confident version of yourself. If you want to walk into a room and be respected instantly, you got to start doing things in this life, and that will give you a ton of confidence too. When you've done a lot of things in this life and you have a ton to back up who you are as an individual. So it's really about taking that internal confidence, translating into self-belief, and then translating it into real world results, while still doing all those good things like your morning routine, your daily habits, your disciplines, and consistently getting better and better and better. And before you know it, you're this extremely charismatic, confident, outgoing guy with a ton of results to back up who you are as an individual, and you're now undeniably attractive to girls. So that is what is going to make you that guy that everyone wants to be around, that oozes confidence. I was recently on a date with a girl, maybe like a month ago, and she asked me to give me her read on her. I did, and then she gave me hers on mine, and the first thing she said was, "You ooze confidence." It's like she harped on about this for like 30 seconds. She was like, "You just radiate confidence. There's just something about you. It's just magnetic." And I was just like, well, thank you. I really appreciate that, because I've been working on this for some time now. It's great that the world reflects back the identity that I've been creating and the character I've been designing in my mind. And that's really one of the greatest feelings that you'll ever have, is when the world accepts the version of you who you've been working so hard to create. See, it doesn't just happen overnight. It takes a long time. The little things will give you the results quickly, make you feel better about yourself internally. But as you continue to stack and stack and stack and do all these different things, like I mentioned in this video, your life will just absolutely change. So once again, I have the Confidence Transformation Guide giving you every step that you need to take. It's completely for free. That's the first link in the description below.